right, we got Deja in the house.
Yes, we do.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I'm Deja Montoya, the Tuna Princess, and I'm here with Vonte Vision. We're about to do an interview.
All right, I love it, I love it. So I want to talk about your music today. What first got you into music?
So what first got me into music was actually, I was in high school, and around the time what was really popular was for people to get in groups and rap each other. And at the time, I would watch it and I liked it. Like I was like, I could rap, like I could do that. And at the time I already liked to write and like poetry, all that. So I was like, what's the difference me just getting on a beat and doing that, you know? So that's what really got me into it. I started rapping, doing that. I started watching videos on YouTube of people rapping, and like kids my age, they'll be rapping like in their cars and stuff. And I was like, I want to do that. Like I want to do more of that. So I started doing that. I started making videos in my car just of me rapping. And then from there, after I did that, then it just kind of led into me actually going to the studio and actually getting the song out like that.
Okay, so how old were you around that time when you first got into it?
Like 14, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 14. So I was like a freshman, I think, in high school. Freshman, sophomore when I first started doing music.
Dope, dope. And so who inspired you to make music?
What inspired me? Honestly, at the time, everybody that I was watching, just like the kids my age doing it, I would watch other artists at the time and just listening to like their stories, how they made music, how it came to be. Really just watching people like that inspired me to want to make music for myself.
That's dope. So how would you describe the music that you typically make?
The music I typically make, I would say it's poetic. I think because before I started making music, I was writing poems. So when I make music now, it's in that same format, you know, it's like a poem and I'm just putting it on a beat. So I would say poetic, I guess.
Oh, that's dope. So what's the whole creative process like for you?
My creative process is really like an emotional kind of process. I really make my music off of whatever emotion I'm feeling. So I just write it out. Every song that I made, that was off an emotional like whim. Like, you know, that's where it came out of. So I would say my creative process is like that, very emotional. Just depends on my emotion.
Okay, that's dope. So who would you like to collaborate with the most?
Like anybody? Could be anybody.
Anybody.
Who I'd like to collaborate most? Well, like local artists.
Yeah, let's do both.
Both? Okay,
Both.
so like local artists, I want to collab with Hyena Next Door, Killer K. Still gotta Juliana. Still gotta do a collab with him. There's a lot of collabs that I had to do locally. There's a lot I had to do. But I guess for like celebrity who I'd want to collab with, really who I'd want to collab with is I don't know if you know him. His name's Lil Papa. He's like an upcoming rapper right now, and that's how I want to collab with.
Why him?
He has a different like rhyme scheme, like the way he goes into beats. Like it's like a line after a line after a line, and sometimes they cut into each other. It's just crazy. So I can't imagine like his writing process. I'd want to see that, you know. So yeah, that's who I collab with, I think.
That's dope. So if you could open up for any artist, who would it be?
If I could open up for any artist, I like more of like, personally, I like more artists that would be considered like underground, maybe more under the radar. So truthfully, who would I want to open for? GB. Anybody really that I've worked with in the 209, I would want to open for anybody here. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say GB though. I would want to open for GB.
That's dope. I like his music. I like.
Oh, you do know him?
Yeah. I like
he's
his music.
dope.
What is one message that you would like to give to your fans?
Honestly, the whole message that I'm trying to get across in every one of my songs is pain is power. That's the bottom line. That's what I'm trying to get across in it. Trying to take something that everybody has experienced, everybody can relate to, no matter how different the situations may be. Trying to get that pain and fueling it and understanding that can be turned into a strength. And once you realize that the pain can be strength, that's when I feel you'll be able to heal. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to get across. Pain is power.
Wow, I love it. So do you sing in the shower, and what songs?
Yes, I do. I be singing like I said, GB. We listen to a lot of GB. Lil Bean, I don't know if you know who that is. You know? Mozzie, Lil Papa, some Rod Wave, Lil Baby. I've actually been getting kind of into Lil Baby a little bit. But yeah, those type of people I'll be singing in the shower.
That's cool. So what would you be doing right now if it wasn't for music?
If I wasn't doing music, I always think about this question. If I wasn't doing music, I know for sure that I'd be doing something else other than 9 to 5. I'll be doing something. I'll be doing making food, doing plays. I'll be doing clothes, doing eyelashes, something. I know I'll be doing something, you know, like that I can do independently by myself. So something like that.
So why do you feel about that with the 9 to 5?
I don't have nothing against 9 to 5 because I loved my 9 to 5. Gave me a schedule, gave me consistency, gave me, you know, put me on like a schedule. So I don't have nothing against it, but I couldn't be what I wanted to be every day. You know, I had to wake up and be a cashier versus, you know, I had to wake up 5 days a week, be a cashier, and then wake up the 2 days, and now I can be what I want, an artist.
Right.
You know? So the time it didn't like make sense to me. It was like I'm putting all this into my job. If I just move all that to myself, you know, then I could level up that way.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. There's nothing against the 9 to 5.
Right, at all. Right at all. It's just, you know, when you're done with it and you want to go independently.
Absolutely. So where have you performed, and what are some of your least favorite venues?
I performed mostly Modesto. Performed right here by the studio I record at in the warehouse. We performed there. I performed at a couple places here. I think like 2 bars here in Modesto that I performed at. I went one time to Oakland, the complex, and I performed there. Yeah, I think that's about it. Mostly here though, like locally I perform more.
What's your least favorite venue?
Least
favorite and your favorite? My
favorite? Honestly, it was probably the one at the complex in Oakland, just because that's what it's made for, you know, like it's a whole complex. They have like a place you could get like food and stuff and then perform. So it was like a cool setup, and I've never been to anything like, I don't know, like that. So it was cool for me. I guess the least favorite, and I don't know. I guess there was one venue I went to where like we were like the same level with the people, and I like it to be like above, you know, so that you could like see everybody, and then like it's like I don't know, that's kind of like the effect of performing, you know, like so, right. You know, so you could see everybody, and I just couldn't see everybody. So I guess that was my least favorite venue. I don't remember where it was at though. I just remember that.
Okay. So do you have any upcoming shows? I know COVID kind of slowed a lot of things down.
Yeah, I did. I had upcoming shows like months ago, like right before Corona, all that. I had like 3 shows lined up, like in Vallejo and other places. But after that, I haven't got anything for performances since March, since then. But, yeah.
So what do you think about the whole virtual performances? Like, do you like them? Do you dislike them?
Like how they did Rolling Loud and stuff like that?
Yeah, Rolling Loud, how they're doing like the verses. A lot of things are online now.
The verses is cool. A little, yeah, kind of like that. The verses, doing that sort of thing. Yeah, with the like Rolling Loud stuff, I didn't watch any of those performances, so I don't really watch performances like that. But like the verses thing, like the live, you know, 2 people going back and forth, I think that's cool. I like that.
Okay. So how do you feel the internet has impacted the music business?
The internet, honestly, it made it pretty unavoidable to not get like not publicity but exposure, I guess. It made it kind of unavoidable, you know. Everybody has access to like, you know, social media, stuff like that. So if you're on like a social pushing what you got going on, there's a high chance that people are going to see it, you know, because you're on there, they're on there. So in that way, I guess it helped. It made it unavoidable for more exposure.
So it just brings everybody together?
Yeah, a little bit like that.
Okay. So when you perform, what is your favorite song to perform?
I think my favorite song is my most popular one, What You Want From Me. And I think that's why it's my favorite, because that gets the most feedback from everybody, and I like that energy between me and them. It's cool. So I guess
Okay.
that one.
So why do you think it's your most popular song?
I think honestly the way it sounds, I think people like the way it's like a piano and then like a. It's just like I think people like the piano, like the way like I'm singing and rapping on it. I think people liked it, and then also like what I'm saying, and I think people like related to it, so they liked it.
Okay, that's dope. So, which famous artists do you admire?
Do I admire? I've been saying him a lot, but GB is he's actually just the biggest artist I've been listening to and working with right now, and he's honestly somebody that I admire with the music.
Okay. Is there anyone else that comes to mind that maybe influences you?
With the music.
It doesn't have to be music.
No,
style.
just yeah. Honestly, for me, when I get like it was inspired. Who inspired me, right? The artist who inspired me. When I get like a inspiration from anybody, it sort of like will stay with that person for a long time. They'll inspire me. So right now, really, it's just GB. Honestly, with his music, what he's talking about, the message he's getting across, how he works. Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the most trouble you've gotten into?
The most trouble I've gotten into, I would say. So, it was like last year. I had just graduated high school. I think I was 17. I just graduated high school, and I was just at that age where like I didn't want to listen to my parents anymore or whatever. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I wanted to go somewhere. I wanted to go somewhere, but my mom didn't want me to go, but I really wanted to go. And so she told me, she was like, if you go, you can't come back here to this house. And then so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I went and then couldn't come back home. So that was probably the most trouble that I've been into. Oh, no. Couldn't go back home.
Okay, so speaking of your mom, what was it like growing up?
With my mom?
Yeah, just growing up in general.
Growing up? Crazy, a lot of crazy. Yeah, definitely a lot of stuff that I grew up, or the way I grew up, I feel we grew up together. You know, I feel like we grew up in that sense together. But yeah, a lot of crazy, a lot of fun, a lot of love.
Okay, so where are you from?
I was born in... So I say I'm from the 209 because I never know what to say when people tell me because I moved around so much, but just in the 209. So I was born in Los Baños, but I lived in Modesto, Houston, Oakdale. I would say I'm from Oakdale though because that's where I lived the longest. So I would say I'm from Oakdale. Now I live Riverbank, so now I'm there. But I would say I'm from Oakdale. That's where I'm from.
So that's where the whole 209 Princess...
That's where the whole 209 Princess skin comes from, because when people would ask me, like, where are you from? And I didn't know. I was always like, I'm from 209. I'm from the 209. So, yeah, that's how that came to be.
That's dope. So, what is the best advice you've been given?
The best advice I've been given. It's actually super simple, but I remember one time... it was actually around the time again I was graduating. I had a lot of like projects and tests coming up. I was trying to do my music at the time. At the time I felt like I had a lot going on. And I remember I was talking to my dad and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do all of this. And all he said was, you're just gonna do it. You're gonna do it. And at the time I was so like mad, and it didn't make sense because it was so like, that didn't help me. You know, I felt like that didn't help me. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just gonna do it? But now when I look back on it, like I use that every time I got a lot going on. Every time like I feel like there's too much in my head and I feel like I can't do it. In my head, I'm just like, you're just gonna do it. Like there's nothing, you know, there's nothing more to it. There is no easier said than done. You just do it.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Bye.
So if you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
If I could change anything about the whole music industry, it would be to break that image of the perfect, that whole thing. I would like to see more just like real, uncut, unedited truth, you know? Stuff like that, show more real stuff instead of showing, you know, everything you have, show what you had to do to get what you have now, you know?
Right.
More relating to your people, you know? Showing them stuff like that. Showing them what they should be chasing, you know? So that's what I would like to see, more real.
I like that too. So what's next for you? What's next for Deja?
Well, I got an album coming, Queens and Soldier. That's what I'm working on. I'm trying to get my clothing, my merch. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it right now. I'm focusing on my merch and then my album, my music. So that's what I got coming, album and merch.
All right, perfect. Well, Deja, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the time.
Of course.
All right, until next time.
Until next time.